Hello, my name is Nyaradzo Chauruva of My Money Project, and today I want to talk briefly about an emergency fund. An emergency fund is money that you set aside for emergencies, and emergencies are unexpected and by nature can be very costly. There are 5 types of emergencies that I will talk about. The first one being a funeral, maybe the death of a loved one, and you have to travel, and maybe all other expenses around that. It could be a medical emergency where a loved one falls sick, or yourself you fall sick and you need to rush to the hospital. It could be a burst pipe in the house, probably right in the middle of the night. You just hear water splashing all over the place and you know, oh my goodness, a burst pipe. That is an emergency. It could be a vehicle breaking down on your way to work. That also is an emergency. And it could even be a job loss, right? When you lose your job, that is an emergency. And only then will you be able to dip into your emergency fund. Unfortunately, weddings and birthdays and running out of sugar, those are not really emergencies because those we can plan ahead. We can plan ahead of time for them. So you may also be wondering how much you should set aside for emergencies. It has been generally accepted that you set aside 3 times to 4 to 6 times your monthly expenses. So for example, if you spend 1,000 per month expenses, then you also need to set aside 3,000 to 6,000 as an emergency fund. And also, when you look at the figure, it could sound overwhelming, like how do I even get to raise such a large amount of money? The good news is that you don't have to do it all in one day. It will take time. It's a process. So every month you are setting aside maybe 5% or 10% of your income, building towards your emergency fund. So it may take you 2 years or even 3 years, but guess what? The ultimate goal is for you to have your emergency fund stashed somewhere. And that will probably be the next question, like where do I keep such a sum of money? You can keep it in a safe in your home. You can put it in your bank, which is the safest probably. You can also open an interest-bearing savings account where you put your money. You can also make use of probably unit trusts. But what is very important is that you need to make sure that you can access your money within 24 hours. Because mind you, you need to attend to an emergency. So you do not want to be waiting for a week or even 3 days for you to get your money. Right. And then you may also be asking how or when can I start putting aside money for this. I would recommend that immediately. The moment you just get any amount of money, purpose it in your heart that 5% or 10% is going towards my emergency fund. And one more important thing is when you spend some money or in the event of an emergency, you take the money, maybe it's a funeral or whatever it is we have defined, you take the money, make sure to replenish, make sure to always keep your emergency fund funded so that in the event of another emergency happening, you will have peace of mind. And really it is for freedom that we want to do this. You want to experience financial freedom. You do not want to be stressed by money. And so I hope you can take it in your heart to start setting aside some money for these emergencies. Thank you for listening.